This scene shows why Goku has always been and will always be the strongest warrior of all, and the characteristic that makes him different from the others, something inexplicable that can always be felt every time Goku arrives. And if he arrives with Ultra Instinct, you can be sure that things will be simply epic. In the Tournament of Power, when Goku obtains Ultra Instinct for the first time, unlike the anime, in the manga it is possible to better understand why they are doing this and why Goku was so impressive. The truth is not in the anime, but it is in the manga, because the manga is a pure work with the ideas of the original author. The anime, on the other hand, has the script modified by the company Toei Animation in order to adapt to what is trending at the moment. And since I do not agree with this, and Dragon Ball is a timeless work, I will show you the true story without Toei's alterations. And since nobody revealed the truth behind the gods having stood up for Goku, I myself will show it. After 6 years, they also do not explain who Jiren's master was, or why Jiren wants to revive him with the Dragon Balls, nor who killed the master. In the manga, Toppo says everything, and Vegeta, Jiren breaks him in the argument, and Goku breaks him in the fight. I will show you and explain so you do not get lost. The Ultra Instinct fight also appears in the manga. It starts in chapter 39, right after Universe 6's elimination. Just like in the anime, Goku Super Saiyan Blue cannot do anything. He even tries a desperate measure, saying, I do not care if this destroys my body in the end, because what I need right now is pure power. He does a technique very similar to the Kaioken, but it ends up not working. He was mistaken. That was not what he needed to surpass himself. And he says that for now, the barrier Goku needs to overcome seems very high. But who helps Goku surpass himself is not Master Whis, but rather Master Roshi, who keeps wondering who taught Goku that simple old combat power would solve things. Was it Vegeta? Was it Frieza? And he says that is not the right way to measure things. He says we do not master martial arts to win fights, but to master ourselves. Until you understand that you should not fixate on the enemy's fighting power, you will still be as immature as the day we met. Remember all the masters you have had on your journey and what they taught you. Now comes a scene that does not appear in the anime, but simply explains Ultra Instinct, which was supposed to be the most epic thing, but was left without explanation. Here, Goku remembers all the masters he has ever had, and every lesson he received from each one. From Master Korin, he remembers the words, too much unnecessary movement, that is why you run out of breath so quickly. From Mr. Popo, be as calm as the sky and as fast as lightning. From King Kai, you want to be the best in the universe? Then you must train not only your body, but your spirit as well. And finally, Whis, who is the one who actually taught Ultra Instinct, he says, do not let your mind control your movement. Every part of your body must act on its own, something Goku would only master much later in his battle against Gohan Beast in the manga. The last video was actually about that, but I will remind you at the end of the video to watch it, so relax. And this moment is very epic. Master Roshi lets out a laugh and says, one last lesson from the Turtle School, so how to move well. Then he does a pseudo Ultra Instinct, and when Jiren tries to attack him, Master Roshi simply dodges and leaves Jiren. The man is strong as a god of destruction, surprised. And Master Roshi's experience really has a great effect. Goku is surprised, Krillin too. Beerus' jaw dropped, and even Whis seems surprised. Beerus asks, hey Whis, those movements, they are... And Whis responds, a great resemblance, yes. Here it shows that Master Roshi managed to develop an ability similar to Ultra Instinct, even without ever meeting an angel or knowing about Ultra Instinct, all because he dedicated his entire life to martial arts. Very cool to see Master Roshi being valued this way. He continues dodging the attacks that even graze him, but Whis explains that although similar, it is still very far from the Ultra Instinct technique. And Beerus comes to underestimate Master Roshi, saying, there is no way this old fool could master it. But Whis says, even so, with his age came great wisdom, and it is a similar principle. Goku asked how Master Roshi was moving like that. Master Roshi says, man, I sure talked a lot, but it still was not enough. Goku is hard-headed. Look inside your heart, Goku. You will find the answer. This time, more focused, Jiren manages to eliminate Master Roshi on the spot. Beerus cannot quite comprehend. He says, the old man was going to fall sooner or later. But Whis reveals what the treasure Master Roshi left behind was, something much greater. And he says, observe, something about Son Goku has changed, and Beerus keeps watching. Jiren says, Son Goku, your master still has lessons to teach you. You are so inexperienced. A man like you will never be perfect. And Goku says, perfect? I do not want that, because that would mean stopping while I am always searching for more. And even so, the old man is still my teacher. Jiren throws a blast of energy that makes Goku roll across the arena, and everyone is surprised. What is going to happen to our hero now? Goku says, I was a terrible student who never listened, but thanks to the old man, I got stronger. So even now, I am Son Goku of the Turtle School. Then he simply awakens Ultra Instinct and dodges Jiren's attacks. Everyone is surprised, saying he disappeared. And Jiren says, you, what was that? And Ultra Instinct can be seen in its splendor, leaving Beerus completely surprised, who asks, that movement just now, was that really it? And Whis says, it seems so. Krillin, representing all of us, asks, what are those two talking about? And Whis says, the ultimate technique that separates the link between consciousness and the body, allowing one to avoid any attacks subconsciously. Ultra Instinct. Goku now looks with a serious gaze, and Jiren says, so you have surpassed the barrier and reached this state? And Goku responds, probably. This time, much more calm. And Vegeta is in shock, and the others are lying back there. Jiren asks, so is it in this state that you will meet your end? Nothing more to show, right? And Goku says, right. Time to settle this. And Beerus gets upset, saying, that idiot Goku achieved Ultra Instinct before me, and the Supreme Kai is praying for Goku. This already shows a little bit about the splendor of Ultra Instinct and the first god reverencing Goku, in this case Beerus, but more in a tone of lamentation, different from the other gods, who will have a very different tone. Goku takes his fighting stance. Then Jiren simply goes after him, and he goes after Jiren. But the moment their blows are about to meet, Goku loses Ultra Instinct, gets punched, and simply falls in the arena. It was not going to be easy, right? Whis says, unfortunately, it seems that was not the true Goku Ultra Instinct. It is not a technique that is easily mastered. Son Goku simply found a chance to tap into it, but nothing more. His determination has only just begun, and Jiren says, "Know this, a man of such little determination will never triumph over me." And so ends chapter 39. In chapter 40, we see Goku lying in the arena with Jiren in front of him. Whis says, "It seems that what we saw earlier was only a sign of Goku awakening Ultra Instinct. As the fans themselves explain, it is an omen." Beerus gets angry. He says, "That idiot Goku always ruining everything." And Vegeta says, he is one step above me yet again. I cannot stand this. How many more times is this going to happen? He is over there breaking into unknown territory while I struggle against my opponent. Enough of this. I am better than this." Then Vegeta explodes in fury and simply leaves everyone frightened. Jiren looks. Toppo does not fall from the arena, luckily. That was simply an awakening from Vegeta. Beerus says, what are you seeing? Vegeta's aura has changed completely. Then he goes towards Jiren and simply lands a blow right on his face, but Jiren does not seem that affected. Vegeta, smiling, starts putting a lot of pressure on Jiren. He throws kicks, prepares himself, and flies towards him, attacking with a two-handed strike that sends Jiren downward. But Jiren does not take much damage. Goku is still lying down. And Jiren asks, "Your name is Vegeta?" He finally took interest in Vegeta. Vegeta says, "That is right. I feel honored that you remembered." Jiren says, "You fought against Toppo hiding your strength because this is a considerable change." Then begins Vegeta's big speech. "Unfortunately for you, we evolve as we fight. My power from a few minutes ago means nothing anymore." Jiren then asks, "Are you trying to acquire the same strange power as him? Ultra Instinct? In truth, I have simply abandoned all hope in that. That concept does not suit me, including the idea of someone teaching you anything. I did not have a master, and I have no memory of my father ever teaching me the basics. No, I am a prodigy forged by the heat of individual training." Beerus and Whis look on curiously. Vegeta continues saying, "I was very close to losing my essence. I aspire to be better in my own way. So Kakarot can keep that Ultra Instinct all to himself. I do not care." Vegeta shouts and goes to attack Jiren, but Jiren manages to defend without much trouble. Krillin comments, "Jiren has had the success of a champion, but now he is losing ground." And Whis says, "Vegeta intends to evolve using his own style. That may be the correct path. To be clearer, his style would not naturally lead to Ultra Instinct. He is right, it does not suit him." And Vegeta continues committed to the mission of doing some damage to the Grey One. He says, "You may have gone through many battles, but how many times did you put your life at risk? Unlike this bunch of idiots with their cheerful lives, I have the conviction of a man who risked everything all the time." Then he manages to land a kick on Jiren, who is not at all pleased with that. Goku says, "Not bad, Vegeta." And Vegeta says, while they were resting on Earth, fighting in their little martial arts tournaments, I was fighting in hundreds, thousands of battles across the cosmos. I was pushed to the limit far more than him. The Saiyans are a race of powerful warriors, so do not underestimate their prince." Jiren wipes the wound from his face and says, "You have fought more than anyone else, besides Son Goku in his state of ascension just now." "Very good, I acknowledge that." However, Jiren delivers an elbow strike to the back of Vegeta's neck. "Do not think, not even for a second, that you can defeat me." Fierce. Vegeta stands there with his hand on his head, and everyone is surprised. He tries to strike Jiren, but Jiren, looking down on him, dodges and simply counterattacks Vegeta with a punch to the face. You can see that Vegeta is getting beaten badly, and when Vegeta starts getting beaten, you already know he is going to get beaten a lot. He gets hit and hit and hit again. And Jiren says, answering your earlier question, "I put my life at risk in every single battle I fight. Not even a fraction of my actions have been wasted, no matter how weak my opponent may be. That is how my master taught me." Goku asks, "Master?" And Vegeta on the ground says, "Damn it." Whis says, "Unfortunately, Vegeta's current strength is not enough to defeat Jiren." And Krillin is desperate. Toppo, who is floating on a rock, keeps looking at the arena and comments, "In the end, I had to rely on Jiren. It is frustrating, but that is what we, the Pride Troopers, have become." Then suddenly the Emperor of the Universe arrives behind him and says, "Trusting the fate of your universe to someone else? I have never heard anything more pathetic." Toppo looks back and Frieza says, "I do not like the idea of striking a weakened enemy, but unfortunately, as the Emperor of Evil, fair play is not in my dictionary." Then he simply kicks Toppo, sending him flying far away. Toppo is frightened, and Frieza keeps beating on him. He gets very close to falling, but Dispo goes there and saves him. Toppo thanks him, and Frieza says, well, I have attracted a few more victims. How fun." Then, with a sadistic look, Frieza starts destroying the rocks since they were the path back. He says, "You will not be returning to the arena anytime soon." Dispo says, "He is toying with us." And Toppo says, "Leave me alone, you can jump back to the arena." And Dispo says, "No, I am exhausted from the clash with that boy earlier. He cannot hit us at this distance." Then Frieza aims and hits. He laughs and says, "I am enjoying this. It would be a waste to end this without any suffering." And Android 17 says, "This is in bad taste. Frieza, just knock them out. A crossover of villains." "Very well, I believe this is not the time for games." Dispo says, "Damn it," and Toppo just watches. Dispo Dispo says, Jiren, I am sorry, but you have to help us. We cannot get back on our own. So Jiren, who was about to eliminate Vegeta, looks back, and it is at that moment when he lowers his guard that Goku arrives with instant transmission, an unexpected technique. And the moment Jiren throws his attack, he vanished. They are behind a rock, hiding their energy. Goku says, we better retreat for now, otherwise he will defeat us in the blink of an eye. As they keep asking for help, Jiren goes to look and easily manages to strike Frieza and Android 17 very far away. And now something surprising happens. When Dispo asks for help, Jiren says, I will finish this alone. You two watch from the stands. Then yes, both of them are eliminated with that expressionless look typical of the character. Dispo laments and says, damn it, in Jiren's view, we were getting in the way. And here we come to the finale of the Tournament of Power. Krillin says, Jiren is the only remaining opponent. And Belmod, the clown god, says, no need to panic as long as we still have Jiren. On one side we have Frieza, on the other Android 17, and in the middle, Jiren waiting. Frieza comments, going to finish this alone. How arrogant. You are still here? You did not seem that powerful before. And Frieza says, I suppose you have not witnessed my golden form. I am the type who conceals his true potential, you see. But the time has come to play the final card. Then Frieza raises his energy and transforms into golden form. Yes, it is a fight between titans. I will enjoy this decisive battle. Frieza goes after Jiren with everything, but Jiren defends without any problem. Once again, Beerus is sulking and anxious. He says, I wonder, can this shiny Frieza change anything? And Whis responds, I fear his power pales in comparison to Jiren's. And Beerus says he thought the same, but Whis adds saying, and there is more. Frieza chose to fight even knowing this. And Beerus says, now things are going to get good. The Emperor of Evil is getting beaten up. He says, do not treat this fight with such haste. This is far from my full power. Suddenly, the column in the middle of the arena descends, showing that time is running out. And if you remember well, at the beginning it was said that the winner would be the last one standing, or the universe with the most fighters left when time runs out. So Jiren comments, I see, buying time. I cannot allow this. Then he tries to push Frieza out. Frieza realizes that Jiren was trying to destroy the arena itself so that he would fall. Jiren gets behind Frieza and sees an opening and says, this will be your end. Frieza is surprised, and at the moment of the final attack, Android 17 arrives, stopping the Grey One's attack. Goku and Vegeta are astonished. The android says, Frieza, buying time, huh? I did not expect that strategy from you. Android 17 says, this guy is a legend. But Jiren is stronger. He does not even care. He sends them flying far away again with another attack. Krillin says it is a forceful pushback. Android 17 saved Frieza, and they are also on top of a rock. That was a close one. Listen, Frieza, why don't you let me take the lead with this next tactic? And Frieza has a look on his face like he is not going to refuse. Android 17 really stepped up. Piccolo says, with Goku and Vegeta in the back and Frieza with no chance at all, the situation is ugly. But Android 17 goes in. However, he gets beaten up, obviously. And Krillin says, you are right. Android 17 may have gotten stronger, but he is also no match for Jiren. And Android 17 says, I should have guessed. There is no way to face you one-on-one. Hey, 18, Krillin, can I ask a favor? I have a wife and 3 kids who live near the island I protect. Take care of them, okay? 17, is that what I think it is? Android 17 continues. The 2 oldest are adopted, but they are growing up. At that age, they are hard to handle. Do not tell me you are going to... And 18 says, it is fine, alright? I am used to dealing with wild children. Android 17 is happy and thanks her. Then the god of destruction Beerus says, now we are in trouble. Android 17 says, tell me, Jiren, are you fighting for the survival of your universe? Or do you have a wish you want granted? Both, Jiren responds. Right, I mean it too. But I am ready. I have given up on the latter. And Jiren says, you are wrong. None of your objectives will be fulfilled. I am sorry, but I cannot let everything be lost. My universe and my planet above all. My family above everything. Android 17 screams. Krillin. Then a light emerges from the android. Android 18, Krillin, Whis, Beerus, Shin, Vegeta, Goku, Belmod, and all the eliminated fighters from Universe 11 are watching. The Grand Priest, the guards, Xeno 2, including Frieza, and a massive explosion can be seen in the arena, blinding everyone. The Grand Priest protects Xeno, and we can see that almost half of the arena is already completely destroyed. Everyone is surprised, waiting for the dust to settle, and Daishinkan, surprised, says, wow, it seems like he self-destructed. That is somewhat problematic. Krillin says, it cannot be, and Piccolo comments, he really blew himself up, and Krillin laments, saying, and now, what will I tell his wife and kids? Damn it, that is not even the worst news, says Piccolo, because Jiren remains intact. Jiren, not even that took him down, so Android 17 gave his life for nothing, and the clown god smiles, saying, of course, throwing away your life does not guarantee victory. The angels are there gossiping, and the Grand Priest says, now what shall we do? There are no rules in place for competitors who put an end to their own lives. Exceptionally, we will not impose any penalty on Universe 7 for the action of their fighter. The angels agree, and Daishinkan says, the tournament will continue. Vegeta says, a self-destruction that serves no purpose. Extremely ridiculous. Jiren looks seriously at Goku and Vegeta, who are visibly shaken. One of your allies is dead, gone. on. This does not please me. Nothing you do will change anything, so I prefer not to witness any more such acts. It is time to end this. Goku looks on, and Krillin cheers for Goku, saying, "Come on, Goku! You have to cut loose like you always do and defeat Jiren for us." Android 17, he turned out to be a good guy in the end, which makes this even harder. I hate that this happened, but getting angry about it is not going to solve anything. Beerus and Whis are surprised. Beerus says, "Well now," and Goku once again activates Ultra Instinct. Jiren looks, and Krillin goes, "Huh, that is the same form Goku used a minute ago. It is written a minute ago, but it is redundant." Goku says, "I need to keep evolving. My days of disappointing everyone are over." Jiren looks down at Goku from above, prepares all his power, and smiles. Then chapter 40 ends, and chapter 41, where everything is decided. The title of the chapter is Ultra Instinct. Goku and Jiren are staring each other down. Now that Goku is in Ultra Instinct, more fired up than ever. Whis says, "Finally, Jiren is taking the fight seriously," and Krillin says, "It is the first time we are seeing his aura." The Clown God does not seem too excited about the battle, and Universe 11's team is not either, and Goku, sort of dragging himself, goes after Jiren. Jiren tries to land a punch, but suddenly Goku dodges and manages to counterattack, but Jiren is faster and stronger, so he manages to land a direct blow on Goku. Goku looks with a fierce expression. He jumps and goes towards Jiren, who unleashes several blows towards the Saiyan, who manages to dodge absolutely all of them with the ability of Ultra Instinct. He keeps fighting and kicks. Goku defends, and this time the fight seems more balanced. Tien is surprised. He says, "How is Goku still standing?" And Whis explains that he is diving deeper and deeper into Ultra Instinct. He says he is preventing the attacks from reaching his vital points, thus avoiding real damage. And Krillin, motivating, almost praying, says, "You can do it, Goku." Jiren gets angry and says, "You are planning to avoid my attacks the entire time, are you not? Your chances of victory are minimal if all you do is run." Jiren the Chatterbox, "That does not suit your type," says Goku, using Jiren's nickname, Jiren the Grey. Jiren then goes towards Goku with an attack, but Goku manages to dodge and appears behind Jiren. The arena explodes, and Jiren says, "You are very calm." Whis comments, "Indeed, not that this is easy or anything like that." Then Jiren attacks, but Goku manages to dodge absolutely all of the blows and says, "All I did was get rid of unnecessary emotions." "Unnecessary?" Jiren asks, and Goku responds, "Yes. In this moment, my heart is as calm as the gentle streams of the mountain." He paused. Then Jiren, with a stern face, starts raising his power. Jiren breaks the arena, and Goku closes his eyes. He senses what Jiren is doing, but he is completely calm. Krillin says, "Jiren's energy is increasing again, and even the Clown God is completely surprised. Jiren is now prepared, and Goku is too." Then Jiren goes with all his speed to hit Goku. And Goku, the moment he opens his eyes, awakens the complete Ultra Instinct. There is a thunderous crash in the arena. Everyone is shocked because Goku lands an incredible blow to Jiren's stomach. Goku's expression is serious. "Incredible. Goku's hair turned silver," says Krillin. "Whis, is that what I think it is?" Beerus asks. And Whis responds, "Yes, there are no doubts. I thought so too. Any god would know just by looking," says Beerus. And all the gods are completely surprised. And here it is revealed why the gods stand up. Remember that Beerus himself had said that Goku achieved it before him. The gods in the manga feel the same way. They are surprised because it was a mortal who achieved this. A technique that was only for the gods, but not even the gods of destruction can do it. That is why they reverenced Goku by standing up for him. But here they are very surprised. Quitella says, "Oh look," and Liquia responds, "A mere human performing this technique." And the Supreme Kai of Universe 11 says, "He really did it." Belmont is tense, saying, "So he did it? He reached a new level?" Krillin asks. And Whis says, "Yes, magnificently. He perfected it." The true state. Jiren this time is on his knees before Goku. "Jiren is on his knees," says Gohan, surprised. But Jiren does not accept this. So he jumps and grabs onto a rock to launch himself back towards Goku. But Goku, with great ease, manages to block all of Jiren's attacks. Jiren tries to pressure Goku, saying, "Take this." But Goku, with a serene look, manages to dodge all the blows, as well as defend them with his hands. How intense. "The entire arena is shaking," says Gohan. Jiren is struggling against Goku. Goku dodges yet another attack from Jiren and prepares a kick that lands right in the Grey One's stomach and kicks him again. A very beautiful choreography in the manga, much more beautiful than the animes. Jiren crashes against the rocks and hits the ground, and Goku looks with a calm expression. The entire arena is paying attention to what is happening. Yes, Jiren is getting beaten. Even Beerus is impressed with what Goku is doing, but it would not be easy. Jiren comes with all his power and fires an energy blast, and the blast even destroys the stands. It is interesting to notice that the Angel Cuss and the Angel Mojito, who were there, in the blink of an eye are already on the other side. Jiren fires the attack, but Goku appears behind him with a powerful strike, leaving everyone surprised. The attack makes a hole in the arena, and Goku is seen from above. Where could Jiren be? He fell towards Universe 11's side. The Supreme Kai is surprised, but Belmont is not, and Margarita responds, "Do not worry, look, he is hanging on over there." And we can see that Jiren was almost defeated, almost fell from the arena. But he says, "Attacks that merely naturally exploit openings are not proof of true strength, and he rises again against Goku, this time raising his energy once more. Goku prepares himself and Jiren goes towards him, this time much faster and more powerful, with lightning around his body. He attacks, but Goku's defense remains impenetrable. He defends absolutely all the attacks, and dodging one of the attacks in epic fashion, he manages to counterattack with a backhand strike right to Jiren's face. Impressive! That blow hit him dead on, says Krillin. Great, now knock him down, Goku, says Beerus, cheering for Goku. Jiren, with his face battered, tries to recover with another blow. Goku flinches but dodges. We see here the first emotional expression from Goku in Ultra Instinct. What could be happening? He punches Jiren in the face again. Tien and Krillin are completely satisfied. That is it. Goku is landing attacks now, another excellent blow. However, Whis does not see things that way. Jiren gets angry and attacks Goku once more, who dodges. And Whis says, unfortunately, it will not be that simple. What did you say? Says Beerus. Unfortunately, Jiren's potential is immeasurable. He is reacting faster now out of pure determination. However, when Goku's body merely reacts, it gets a bit difficult. Our Saiyan is lacking firepower, and he appears tired now. Whis says he may have achieved Ultra Instinct, but Goku has not trained enough to handle it correctly. Seriously? Asks Krillin. They continue exchanging sequences of blows, and Goku once again comes out on top, landing an incredible kick on Jiren. The fighting style of Ultra Instinct in the manga is very beautiful. Jiren takes the blow, but grabs Goku's leg and throws him far away. Goku is surprised, and Master Roshi is startled. Android 18 is annoyed. Goku is being pressured, exhausted. Jiren says, "You would never equal my path in the pursuit of power. That is why I cannot lose to you." The Supreme Kai says, "Good." Jiren is still in the fight, and Belmod says, "Obviously. We did not expect Ultra Instinct, but he cannot defeat Jiren with a trick he just learned." The fight continues. Everyone is watching. Whis says, "This is now a war of attrition. Whoever gets tired last will win." Beerus says, "Will Jiren run out of energy first, or will Goku's Ultra Instinct wear off before that?" They keep exchanging blows in a balanced and frantic battle. "What? They disappeared. I can hear them, but I cannot see them," comments Krillin. And Beerus explains, "Your eyes cannot keep up with their speed. Not even Piccolo or Gohan can see them." Whis says, "Oh no," and Vegeta sees, surprised, that Goku just took a hit and jumps to catch him, preventing Goku from being eliminated. Is that Goku lost the fight. "You fool, what is the meaning of this?" And everyone is in shock, because now Goku is no longer using Ultra Instinct, and Jiren is pleased. He prevailed. Vegeta scolds Goku and says, "I thought Ultra Instinct would guarantee our victory. My bad, I think I need to train more," says Goku. "I gave everything I had for justice, for my master." After that, with Jiren already tired, Goku and Vegeta manage to synchronize and put up a good fight as a duo. And Whis is even pleased, because that is exactly what he had trained Goku and Vegeta to do, a 2-against-1 fight. But since the goal of the video was to better justify everyone's reaction to Ultra Instinct in a more complete way, I will not extend the video too much. But if there are enough likes and comments asking for it, I can bring the ending of the Tournament of Power here on the channel in a video. Do you want to see the manga version? In the latest chapter, Goku's Ultra Instinct was surpassed by Gohan, and you can see everything about it by clicking on the video that is appearing on screen right now. Do not forget to subscribe so you do not miss the best Dragon Ball videos, because this channel has been putting out really good content. You can probably imagine that recording and editing a video like this takes a lot of work, so please support me to encourage me to keep making this kind of video. Power up with your energy for my spirit bomb, and that is basically it, guys. Thank you so much for your support. I will stop here, and I am out.